is, what it do, what it is, lads and ladettes. I am the Grizz. Welcome back to Yesterday Today. So today we're going to talk about how a week ahead of schedule some people are getting their Xbox Series X's, and about the size of the SSD and the space on the PS5. It wasn't as much as we initially thought, but more on that in a minute. But first, let's get into these appetizers. Okay, so Sega Sammy, the parent company of Sega, the one that makes the games and everything like that, well, they're selling about 85.1 of their shares and moving it over to Gendra, I should say, because of the arcade platform part of it. Because COVID-19, of course, it's kind of sad though to hear what COVID-19 has really done to stuff. But you know, I guess this is just the new normal, and I really don't like the fact of, like, over the last few years, I should say, of how arcades have seemingly been going away. It's me from New York. It's kind of hard to find one. There's a place called Barcade out here, but who knows how that's gonna be after the pandemic hits. But I don't really know any arcadey places like that, at least over here in New York. So yeah, it really bothers me when stuff like this happens. But yeah, Sega Sammy is selling a good amount of shares of their company because of COVID-19. One of the games I was actually curious about that's kind of like at the end of this generation and the start of next gen was Yakuza Like a Dragon. So I'm not really a Yakuza game fan, but I've always been interested in them. But my concern was, would it translate from like 3D action brawler adventure game to JRPG? And well, it appears that it's actually working out pretty well. Sitting at a Metacritic score of 84 currently as of the recording of this video, it seems to be pretty good, and it's actually kind of varied. When you scroll down and you go to the gamer, they actually said Yakuza Like a Dragon is a high point for the genre, and perhaps the highest point it will reach on the PS4 or Xbox One. If this is where JRPGs are starting going into the next generation of consoles, there's reason to believe that we're in for a decade of riches. Now that's just from the gamer who gave it a complete 100, but then if you scroll all the way down to where it's sitting at a 70 with Metro Game Central, they say, the turn-based battles don't fully convince, but the new protagonists and bizarre minigames still feel distinctively and entertainingly Yakuza. Now, I've never really played any Yakuza. I've only seen clips online, and I do find the game to be pretty hilarious from what I've seen. I was actually kind of even more so interested because this is on Game Pass day one. This is a launch game for the Xbox Series X in a sense, because it's also going to be on Xbox One. I just want to just this year alone, just give credit to Game Pass, because things are coming out on the JRPGs, the level of them. Yakuza, Dragon Quest 11, that has a demo, the same equivalent as it was on the Switch, where you had the 10-hour demo and it carries over and everything like that, which is really awesome. But all of this is on Xbox Game Pass, so this is definitely gonna make people like me who aren't generally fans of JRPGs, they're gonna get even more curious. And here's something I do want to clear up. I am a fan of JRPGs, but I never completed any of them. Like, because I'm such a heavy anime fan, and I absolutely do love anime. I watch plenty of it, and I watch a lot of stuff of Japanese culture, of course, you know, and play Ghost of Tsushima, you know, games like that. I'm okay with the culture, but I never finished the JRPG games, probably because of the way stuff is made. Like, it'll have live action cutscenes with people speaking, and then in that same cutscene, you gotta read stuff, and I just never really could get with that format. Whereas if I'm playing something like Ghost of Tsushima, I can absorb the culture and you know, get to know the culture a little bit, because everything's cutscene and it's just straight to the point. But I also don't really like all of that time in the menus. That's kind of what deterred me from Final Fantasy VII Remake. While to be an awesome game, but a couple of those later boss battles kept me in those menus really heavy, and I was just like, it's taking me out of the game too much. But no discredit, I do always want to try a JRPG, and I'm always interested because Yakuza Like a Dragon actually seems fun because of all of the silly mini games, and got go-karting and slots and stuff like that. It seems really interesting, so I would like to play maybe a few hours of it to see what'll happen here. So when Nintendo had their recent mini direct partner showcase, that long title, when they had it, they just kind of dropped a bomb on us. They told us that the cloud is going to be a cloud service. They didn't even make a big stink out of the cloud service. They just said, here, this is the cloud version. And they gave us Control, and later coming is Hitman 2. And I was really wondering about Control, because you can download the cloud stuff, period, but you actually will have to purchase the game. And I wondered how it would be. Control is awesome game, one of the better games from 2019, but I was also wondering how it would be on the cloud base. And I see a review as I was gathering my notes, and I came across a review on GameSpot.com, and well, they got their system, they gave it a 7, and they broke it down between the good and the bad as they do, and they said, let's give the bad first. I like to give you the bad and balance it out with the good. It says the bad is frame rate dips aren't game breaking, but are noticeable. Joy-Con controls feel a little imprecise compared to other platforms. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe it's just because they're playing it mobile and they just really don't like it. Maybe it's just, I think maybe it probably plays best on a Pro Controller. And maybe that's somewhere Nintendo's gone with the Switch revision, if that's actually a thing. And I really love playing everything on my Switch with the Pro Controller. It's an amazing controller. But let's get into the good here. Generally runs well on a stable internet connection with only minor momentary issues. Not the best looking version of Control, but still visually impressive. Great way to experience one of 2019's best titles if you haven't already. So that's what I was actually kind of concerned about, because usually when you play a lot of games over the cloud, they can look their best. So if they're over there on Stadia, they got 4K streaming, everything is perfectly great and clear as long as you have a great stable internet connection. And I was kind of hoping it would apply here as well, but it seems like it's not fully, you know, like how xCloud or Stadia would be. But I don't know if that's what Nintendo was going for anyway. They were just letting you know, all right, we still want those powerful games. This is how we're going to have them, and we're not even going to make a big deal out of it. We're just going to put it out there, and these are the games that are testing it. So I'm actually interested in seeing how this develops going forward. So I got to say, I absolutely love the way Mortal Kombat 11 has been supported. Recently over on Mortal Kombat Brazil Twitter account, I'm guessing it's a fan account, and it appears that they may have leaked the next combat pack for Mortal Kombat 11, and it's actually very interesting because I like the way certain fighting games, I really wasn't used to the whole combat pack and whatever thing, you know, and they did this with Smash, and they've been doing this heavy with Street Fighter. But I guess I'm kind of used to it. This really increases the longevity of the game, so you don't have to keep buying it. Maybe wait until you get the final version, or you just keep upgrading for a little bit. But it appears that it's leaked, and I translated it from Portuguese, of course, and it says, leaked. The PlayStation Store page apparently bugged them that morning and revealed a pre-order page for a Combat Pack 3. They're saying it could be a Combat Pack 3 with 5 characters due to the price comparison of the latest Combat Pack. This pre-order was foreseen for the new generation. That would actually be very interesting because this is what they're doing going forward, and they still want a little bit of the action in the beginning of the current generation. Now hear me out. I absolutely loved Mortal Kombat X. It was a very, very great game. One of my favorite characters from that game is not in Mortal Kombat 11, and that is Tremor. He was very different, very awesome, and I actually kind of got pretty decent with that character. Even played a little bit online with the character, but don't forget, I always say I absolutely love video games. I never said I was good at them. So if I kind of get good at a character, doesn't mean I'm really great. That don't mean I want all the smoke. Let's have some friendly combat here, lads and lads, alright? So seriously, I'm actually interested in this. If this is true, then whatever version comes out with this included, then I will buy that, because I already have the base one, and I'll figure out what I'll do with that. But I want all of the characters, because we just got Rain, Rainbow, and Melina, and that's an awesome, awesome set. But imagine if Tremor is in the next one, and whoever else might be missing, or maybe even some new characters, or maybe even somebody from Hollywood. Who knows? I'm actually very interested in watching this unfold. Alright, lads and laddies, this is the moment some of you have been waiting for. Demon's Souls is officially up for pre-order for the PS5, and of course, yep, it's $70. We're getting into that now. Everybody get used to it. Some of these bigger games are going to be there, so remember how it would be in the last gen when it would be $60, and certain games would be 40, 50, 30, whatever here. The high mark, even for standard editions now, is $70. Let's be mature about this, because it costs money to make these games, right? So of course, you got the standard edition. If you really want to get it the cheapest, you can go to Walmart and get it for 2 cents off. And then of course you got the digital deluxe edition, which comes with a plethora of things, and it gives you the legendary hero soul, renowned warrior soul, storied warrior soul, red-eyed knight armor, Bolitarian royalty armor, ritual blade, hoplite shield, ring of longevity, preservation grains. This is gonna be rough. phosphorescent brain, because I've never seen that word before this. Phosphorescent brains, bear bug brains, large hard stone shard, moonlight stone shard, and the original soundtrack. So it appears that you get a good amount of stuff when you pre-order it digitally. I wish you could probably buy it physically so you can get all of that stuff, but it is what it is. This is priced at $89.99. But hear me out. I'm actually interested in this game, as I've said in other videos, because of the tips section in the game. Like, it is literally watch a video right there, because of quick resume. Literally watch a video right there, you do this move at that point in the game, and you watch how to get past it. And then you go back right into quick resume in a matter of seconds, and you complete it. That actually might make me, I don't have a lot of patience, but that actually might get me interested. I'll see as the gameplay videos come out and the reviews come out as everything unfolds, because I'm still kind of interested. But right in time, at the end of this generation, you can get PS Plus for $28 at a never. Okay, and listen, for a whole year for $28. That's less than half. I suggest you go right on there and do your thing, because you're going to want it. There's a whole, like, 10 games on PlayStation Plus collection on the PS5. So even if you don't want to buy a game for this month or next month, you still have a bunch of games you can play. And I'm sure they're going to add to it. And it seems like that might be their low version of Game Pass. Take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, this is very interesting. Well, on current gen consoles, you can now preload Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and also we also got the file sizes and everything else for the other consoles, right? So on the PS4 it is 95 gigabytes and then 93 gigabytes on the Xbox One. PC is 35 multiplayer alone, but 82 gigabytes for the full game and 125 gigabytes in total for everything, and if you want to play it in ultra settings. Now that's not a big deal on PC, because if you're gonna have a gaming PC, we tend to usually build them with a lot of space. I do have a gaming PC here now, and I happen to have a couple terabytes of space, so I'm definitely covered for these types of games. But it will be 133 gigabytes on the Xbox Series S, 136 on the Xbox Series X or S, and 133 gigabytes on the PS5 respectively. So yes, get ready, because the funny thing is, and we're talking about space, I'm really concerned, and I think this is a perfectly good segue here, because if it's going to be something like 133 gigabytes on the Xbox, 136 gigabytes on the Xbox Series S, which isn't going to have a lot of space, it's going to have about 300 and some change gigabytes. I just reported on that yesterday, just 300 and some change gigabytes. But then it just leaves me concerned, because if it's 133 gigabytes on the PS5, it is noted that they said that it's 650 gigabytes of usable storage on the PS5. Yes, segue right up into the next topic. So I was really, concerned, because they said it comes with an 825 gigabyte hard drive, but then you also got to leave it for all of the software and stuff that runs the consoles. But that's actually very interesting. And just understand, they haven't officially marked any SSDs that they have officially licensed. This is like a license where they okay it, like, yo, this is the one that you want to use for our system, so you can get the best and optimal performance out of everything. Now you can use an external, but it won't run as fast as an SSD. That is the purpose of everything. Just seriously, those load times and everything like that. So imagine taking an SSD slot and putting it in the back of your PS5 and it loading a lot faster. But if you still want to have an external hard drive, you can still have it there and maybe load PS4 games or maybe PS5 games. You put it there and then you move it over to the main console eventually if you want, or you can just do the old school way and just delete everything. When you're not playing it, just delete it and download it again. It's no problem, because right at launch, these SSDs, the little external, the extra memory, they're running about $200 some odd on the Xbox, and probably the PlayStation as well. So that's actually really concerning. So we'll see what's going on with the space going forward, because Demon Souls is only about 80, 90 gigabytes, and Spider-Man is about 50 gigabytes because it's a smaller game. So yeah, that's about 300 to almost 400 gigabytes If you compare, say you have Demon Souls, Call of Duty, and Spider-Man and all of that right at the jump. So I mean, you still got a good amount. It's about 200 to 300 gigabytes. So that's really interesting. So I can't wait to see how things roll out with all of the space going on in this gen. We'll see, and hopefully those prices drop. Well, you can't get it done this Black Friday, but next Black Friday, maybe it'll go from 200 something to maybe 100 something, and people are like, hey, you know what? Maybe I jumped the gun messing with those external storages. So just a day after, someone in Canada got the Xbox Series S early, well, still a week ahead of schedule. A person on Reddit posted a picture by the name of JMH71, said they got their Xbox Series X early. Yes, so I would say watch out for spoilers, but there's not really any games coming out for the Xbox Series Series X right away, but unless you really want to see how beautiful things are, how well it operates, cool, then you can actually get ahead and actually look at that and see it yourself. But hey, this is pretty interesting, and I'm wondering if this is going to affect anything like in stores or wherever, like as far as stock goes, because if things are shipping early, and these aren't press kits, these seem to be the official kits that you go to the store and buy. I'm wondering if it's going to be readily available next week when it comes out, because I'm really curious to see what's going on. I feel like maybe because all of the jokes and everything that's been going back and forth and the scene that Xbox has been making, they might have ace in the hole, that they might actually have some of them just laying around, or maybe have some extra ones because production worked in their favor. So I'm really interested. I'm just so excited. Next gen is here, literally, because it got to two different people, one person here and another person in Montreal. So I'm really interested, and I can't wait to get my PS5 and my Xbox Series X in hand. Next gen is here, y'all. Let's go. Alright, lads and ladettes, that is it for today. Go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already. If not, hit the dislike. And if you're new here, go ahead and backslap that subscribe button, and go ahead and make sure you put all those notifications on so you know when your boy is posting. Please don't forget to share, and follow me on all forms of social media. Lads and ladettes, this video is finito.